Welcome to the Feminine Wave. Today's episode, we'll be focusing on conscious love, real relationship, where we'll be discussing self-love, familial love, work relationships, society and romance, and also dating at a certain age. Today's guest is Joanna Shakti, the soul love mentor and founder of Ecstatic Intimacy. Is smart, sexy, and a little bit spicy. You can't miss her passion and warm, playful style that both entertains and inspires. No other person on the planet possesses the experience, expertise, and ability to transform lives in quite the way Joanna does. She's artfully and professionally mixes male female dynamics, leadership training, spiritual awakening, engineering, and even Tantra, along with a whole lot of love, to lead singles and couples who hunger for deeper love and more sacred pleasure to find and create true soul to soul relationships. Without any further ado, bring on Joanna Shakti.
Hi, Tara. It's good to be here with you.
Oh, I am so grateful that you're here. And what most people don't know, at least that may be watching us, is I followed your work for about 15, 16, 17 years now. So I've seen your work grow and you blossom, and it's just so inspiring to watch. So,
Mm, Thank you.
of
Thank you.
course.
It's been an honor to have you in the space and to watch your work with women unfold.
Thank you. And only do both of our works just continue
Yeah.
to grow and expand and shine.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
So, in your introduction, I talk about that you are the soul love mentor for Ecstatic Intimacy, is the name of your organization. And that's a pretty big nut. And maybe you could just bring us shine a little light on how do you define ecstatic intimacy, and what can shift for specifically women when we begin to embody that in everyday life?
Yeah. Thank you. And ecstatic intimacy. And yes, when this came into form, I looked at the universe and I'm like, really, that's the name and that's where we're going. But it is the path. Let's talk about ecstatic first. It's funny how many people get nervous in the word ecstatic, and many people associate it with sexuality, and certainly it can have a sexual aspect to it. But the way that I define ecstatic is really breathtaking. It's heart-stopping, it's awe-filled, it's the indescribable. And ecstatic can feel big, but it can also have this just deeply alive quality to it that feels like it's everything that we are meant to experience as humans, as lovers, as partners, as contributors in the world. And so that's ecstatic, breathtaking. I didn't know it could be this good. And that's what we want. As a matter of fact, if we look at the journey that I take people on in the third phase, we call it ecstatic ecstasy. Like it is the best of the best in life and lovemaking, and even leadership for those that applies to. Because our souls, when we're living as our soul's fullest expression, we are leaders in the world. But to get to ecstatic ecstasy, to get to the life that we were meant for, that takes our breath away, we have to know how to relate. And I'll say more about that in a second, because that's the intimacy part. But we first need to allow ourselves to be. And so the first part of the journey that sets us on that path to breathtaking is to be ourselves. And that's what I call ecstatic authenticity. It feels so good because we know who we are. We know our needs, our wants, our desires, our turn ons, our turn offs. And we honor it because we all have our imperfections. We all have our beauty and we all have our mess. We are human with egos and things that we don't do well and we try to overdo and overperform and all of those things. And so to embrace with compassion and love the parts of us that we might not want to be seen in, the parts that we may want to hide. And so, but when we come into that loving relationship, that ecstatically authentic relationship with ourselves, then we can allow ourselves to be seen, which is where the relational pieces come in, where we step out with a beloved, with a date, with a spouse, and we can let them see into us in our beauty and our mess. And at that point, and only at that point, when we let them see all of us, the good, the bad, and the ugly, can we trust love? And can we trust ourselves to navigate the challenges that come in relationships so that we have the ability to navigate the reactions and the saboteurs, the conflicts, so that they become connectors? They actually turn into communion, where the relationship is stronger and deeper because we navigated that challenge. And then to marry ecstatic authenticity and ecstatic intimacy, the heart to heart, the body to body, the soul to soul connecting, then we get ecstatic ecstasy. If there was a formula in love, ecstatic intimacy plus ecstatic authenticity creates ecstatic ecstasy. So that's the heart of this path of soulful love, our unique souls, and why ecstatic intimacy is the heart of it.
So, what I got out of what you just said in my mind,
Yeah.
ecstatic for me is the word that came to my mind is juicy.
Yep.
And ecstatic authenticity, I made up a new word, or maybe
Cool.
it does exist. I am juicily myself.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Alive, sensual. It feels so good to be me. Juicily, all of our energy and our passions and our creativity and our receptivity. All of that in juicily. Yes. Love it.
And I'm having major goosebumps right now. So there's something to be said for that.
Yeah. Woo!
That's my sign when,
Yeah, and it
you
it just
know,
actually came. I landed over here after that too.
yeah,
Oh
right?
yeah, that
Yeah, yeah,
aliveness
right.
and how
Well,
sexy we are in that. Like this is the thing. Sorry, I jumped in, but as you were talking, I was like, yes, and this is what lights us up. This is what makes us attractive romantically and professionally, honestly. Like we want to do business with people that are alive as well. And I think that's something that women forget in today's world.
mhm.
Perform, do. Let me show you how strong and how competent I am. And not that we're not strong and competent. We are. Like innately, that's there. But it is our aliveness, not our control, that becomes the light that magnetizes everything we want in the world.
And the second part of my question, we just addressed this by embodying that in all of our juiciness and everything, then we can shift and then we will be more attractive, period.
Period. Yes. Every way, every place, every way. Absolutely. But being juicy is scary for a lot of women. And we have to walk that path consciously to reclaim our aliveness, our juiciness, our beauty.
I could just go home now. I would have enough. And so, what are might be some blocks to women who crave this
Yes.
authenticity within themselves? They may not know that's what they're craving. And I totally am on board with you. I have to start with me first. So say a little bit more about
Yeah.
the block to that.
Yeah. So there's several. And it, it's interesting. The way that it's wanting to be spoken in this moment is that it's actually our capacity to feel safe in the world that really makes the biggest difference. And one of the mistakes that I have certainly made is that we look for that safety in our circumstances and in the people. And while they may contribute to that, ultimately, if we put the responsibility and the not just the responsibility, but if we make that the source of our safety, what other people do, what the circumstances are, we're rarely going to feel safe because people let us down. We can't control our circumstances. Now, not all people let us down all the time. And that's one of the belief systems that we actually have to shift is that if we have experienced pain or trauma, we will often start to believe that nothing is safe, that we're the only ones that we can rely on. And so if out there in the circumstances and the other people aren't the source of safety, and I alone am not the source of safety, what is? And what is a relationship between ourselves and what I would call, well, I'm going to say it this way, the divine masculine, the divine feminine, and the divine. Now, you don't have to believe in God to respond to what I'm speaking to here. For some, it is spirit. For some, it is nature. For some, it is God. For some, it's the divine. For some, it may be a higher self or a higher power. But there's something beyond us that when we think of someone that we haven't spoken to in 6 months, they call us the next day. Or we feel our beloved walk into the room and we can't see them, and we didn't hear them, but we know. There's a deeper presence that is with us and for us all the time. And reclaiming our ability to trust something greater than ourselves. And then through trusting something greater than ourselves, we can begin to trust our own embodiment, the intuition that we have as women. It is so wise, and it is that connection. Why did I think of that? Why did that person come to mind? Why did I decide to turn left on the way to work when I normally go right and it's a few minutes shorter? Because that was where the guidance was. And so we can begin to trust ourselves to respond to life in a way that is good enough, not perfect. Because another one of the barriers is I got to get it right. I got to have it perfect all the time. But it's responding well enough and then knowing when it goes well, or I'm sorry, it doesn't go well, when it doesn't go the way that we planned, that we actually have the agency, the resources within ourselves to respond to that so that we can just continue to shift moment by moment. And trying to get too far ahead of ourselves will become another barrier because the guidance and the intuition is happening right here, right now. If I'm 6 steps out, I'm missing the information that's right here that helps keep me safe. What's my gut telling me? What are my emotions telling me? Not my vigilance, but my awareness, my presence. Our sensuality actually is part of our safety mechanism because we're feeling. I saw the question. Like we're feeling, oh, what's happening? I got goosebumps. That's your sensuality. I didn't get the word out right. Your goosebumps are your sensuality. They're part of your sixth sense. There's part of you that has a conversation with a man and something doesn't feel right. Everything, the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed and it looks right, but something says it's off. Maybe your stomach's churning. Maybe the back of your neck is aching. It is that. Our sensuality guides us to the truth. Our emotions also guide us to the truth. When something happens, as long as we can stay present to what is the message in the emotion, it's also part of our inner guidance system. So staying attuned to what happens in the body, what sensations happen, what emotions arise, those are all signposts. They're all guidance to where we're meant to be, what we're meant to do or not do. So our bodies are a barometer.
So, what if I don't know or I'm not connected to what you're calling sensuality is connected to our intuition? How can women connect to that or
Yeah.
reclaim it or whatever might
Yes,
be the right
absolutely.
word?
A totally great question, Tara. And so our world and masculine energy spends a ton of time in the head. Let me think about it. Let me figure it out. Let me look at the pros and cons. Let me analyze the data. And if we're in any kind of a professional environment, it tends to have a very significant masculine overlay, which is going to be thinking over feeling. Now, it's not that we'll never think, but most of the time, even Einstein, it was the moments in between when he was trying to solve a problem or look for what's the possibility. It was the moments in between. That's the feminine, actually. Einstein relied on the feminine. It's not focused. He wasn't focused on the problem. He was actually in another experience, walking down the hallway, taking a shower. I don't remember all of Einstein's experiences and in contrast to others, but it's that there's many documented stories of authors and inventors and scientists that are out on it wasn't pickleball back then, but they're on the tennis court or they're jogging, and that's when the insights come, when we're not focused. So we're open to receive. And so it is all of that to say we've got to get out of our heads. We've got to get back into our bodies, which you used that word earlier, embodied. And so we are conditioned to think we need to learn to feel again. Now, there's a lot of conditioning that says don't feel, like women are shamed for a lot of their emotions. And when we don't know how to have a conscious relationship with them, and this was me, they can become dramatic. They can become overwhelming. We can put them on other people. We need to learn how to be conscious in our relationship with our emotions. But being conscious in our relationship with our emotions doesn't mean don't feel them. It means welcome them. What messages do they have for me? What do I need to shift? What do I need to allow? What do I need to accept? Those are all part of the guidance system of our emotions. So to get back into our bodies, we want to cultivate a relationship with our emotions. We want to cultivate a relationship with what feels good to us, what is nourishing for us. Because the more nourished and filled we are, the more our bodies are alive and they respond to the environment. The more tired we are, the less attuned our senses are. And so we want to be able to fill up the body. We want to feel safe feeling and realize that we actually are getting tingles on in our tummy, or there's the hair is standing up on our neck and we're aware of it. So it's learning to live in the body and not the head.
So I think it was Einstein. I remember reading about when he was trying to figure out a problem. He would he would sit in like his comfy chair and he would hold a ball in his hand.
Oh, I don't know this story.
And because he felt the answers are in between.
Yes, yes, yes.
And so he would sit in his chair, had his ball in his hand, and he would fall out like he was going to take a nap. And when he got to the point when he would drop the ball,
Mhm.
that would wake him up because when you're fall asleep,
Yep.
when you're fully asleep, you dream and all of that, but it's between the time when you're falling asleep
Yes.
when he got a lot of the answers.
Oh, I love that. I love that. And what I find for me, it's when I'm going to, or when I'm waking up, I get so much channeling that comes through early in the morning, so many insights. And so, but those in between times, those transition times. And it's really important for us to have spaciousness. He's sitting in the chair. He's not working on the invention. He is not trying to solve the problem. And so this is another thing that's happened for women is that we are so go, 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 go. You cannot feel in hyperspeed. You cannot have pleasure. You cannot have intuition when we are in go fast mode, which is what we spend as a society so much time in. So we need to slow down. We need to sit in a chair and window gaze. We need to walk in nature. And I know I can hear it because I some version, I have some of my own version. Yeah, but I have this and I have this deadline and I got to do this and the kids need this and it. You first. You first. We give and give and give, but we become less loving, less effective, less kind, less caring when this being isn't filled.
Mm.
So we also have to have space to breathe, to hear, to get the insights. Sex is good when it's really fun. Or that wasn't what I wanted to say, really fast. Like sex can be fun when it's fast, but it's not when it's amazing. It's not when it's juicy. Like the slow, where I can feel and I can experience and I can anticipate what's going to happen. It's so much more rich. This is life too.
When you said the word rich, I thought of things like hot fudge and honey and how slow those drip.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And even like the hot fudge and the honey, super good. But even if we take a strawberry and we eat it slowly, and we like smell it and we let the juice when we take a bite, and we're not we eat so many things in the world today and we never get the rich experience of eating them because we ate fast and we didn't smell the flavor, we didn't taste the flavor, we didn't feel the texture.
Mm. I gotta tell you, I'm having all kinds of visions in my head and feelings in my body just from that description. And whoo, it's yummy.
Yeah. Well, and do we want, do we want our beloved, our lover to go, oh, that was great, honey? No. Like, oh my gosh, babe, that was amazing. And, I might put this, but, it's like the slowing down, the kiss that runs down the side of the neck, very different than the peck on the cheek. Not that the peck on the cheek isn't okay, but are we remembering that we want to be touched slowly? We want to be kissed slowly. Is it more fun to touch our partner's cheek and look into their eyes? Or, oh, babe, that was great. Thanks. Like, which one's more juicy? I love that you brought juicy in earlier.
Well, and slow is good.
Slow is really good. Slow is sexy.
Yeah.
We actually, like in the work that we do in ecstatic intimacy, we talk all the time about baby steps. We talk about going slow to go fast. Because when we're trying to leap ahead, one, we're too scared most of the time that we like, oh shit, that's too big, and we back off. Or we're trying to be, so desperate to get to the thing that we want that we're avoiding all of the little steps that we need in order to sustain the thing that we desire.
Mm-hmm.
And so going slow is critical in transformation. It's critical in juiciness. It's critical in accomplishing. Go slow to go fast.
Well, and you and I have spoke about this recently about you have your comfort zone, and then the goal is in how you explain it,
Yeah.
right on board with it, is you push the comfort zone a little bit. Don't
Yes.
go too big.
Yes. 10,000%. There's a good stretch, whether it's a runner stretch, a yoga stretch, there's a good stretch. There's some tension. It's a little bit uncomfortable, but it's a good uncomfortable. And then for the overachievers or the ones that are desperate, it's overachieving and desperate. I want it so bad that I don't care how I get there, but we never actually get there. So that comfort zone, we want to stretch in a good way. But if we try to push too big because we're the perfectionist, we're the overachiever, or we're desperate, we will actually hit a place where our body goes, excuse my language, hell no. And it goes, and we actually get smaller. We contract back. Our fear pulls us in tighter. And we actually lose access to what we had, more of what we had, and more of who we are. So we want to live in this journey to the good anticipation, the good stretch, the edge in the orgasm that is, oh, wait, can I, can I, can I? And we just keep riding that edge, not pushing it, but allowing it. And then we can go to the places that in the third phase of our journey, we call them the best ever experiences, that we get to have best ever over after best ever because we were able to stay on that sweet edge. And it doesn't have to be best ever orgasms. It's the best ever moment that I looked in my beloved's eyes. It's the best ever meditation. It's the best ever, whatever I'm writing or creating, because we sat on that edge of the unknown and the anticipation, which is another huge aspect of the feminine.
Mm. I tell you, I'm getting so many visions from your explanations, and sitting on the edge, it was like for me sitting at the on a like a brick wall, and the anticipation and the opportunity.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Massive opportunities. But we never, here's the thing with best evers. Here's the thing with even opportunities. We don't know they're coming. We can't plan a best ever anything. We can't plan a best ever sunset. We can't plan a best ever orgasm. We can't plan a best ever spaghetti sauce that we're making. It just happens. And as you described, sitting on that wall, we're opening up to the possibilities. We're available to be moved. We're available for inspiration. that leads us to a place that we've never been before. What are you getting? What's happening for you?
Well, and it's when I am open to that,
Yes, that.
I can receive it.
Yes,
And just like we were talking a few minutes ago, then I am embodying
yes,
what
yes,
I like to call radiance.
yes, yes, absolutely. The feminine light.
Yeah.
10,000%. That it's the juiciness and the radiance go hand in hand, but it is that we so much happens in the world. Go back to the idea of barriers. I'm doing, I'm accomplishing, I'm getting shit done, I'm making things happen. Yes, and are we juicy? Are we radiant? Are we alive? Are we fulfilled? Are we nourished? All things that are incredibly important to the feminine, which all are related to our capacity to even receive the pleasure of the strawberry or the honey or the chocolate. It is that opening to receive, to be guided, to be pleasured. We have to be available.
And with that in mind, could you offer either a ritual, a mantra, some kind of practice? And I mean, I have a lot of practices, and if there was one that you might recommend, someone standing at the threshold of this opportunity, possibility to reconnect.
Yeah, I will. And I want to offer a caveat.
Yes.
Which one do I want to do first, the caveat or the experience? Let's do the experience and then the caveat. And so really it is to play with, to make a practice of feeling, of experiencing. So slow down with the food that you next eat. Think of a fruit that is your favorite fruit that's got some juiciness to it and go get it and have an experience of eating it. Don't just eat it, but have an experience of eating it. Have an experience of tasting chocolate and letting it melt in your mouth. Have an experience of holding a cup of tea, smelling it, feeling the warmth, maybe bringing it against your body. Have experiences that feel good to you. But here's the caveat. A lot of people have gotten scared to feel good. A lot of people feel guilty for feeling good. A lot of people feel like if I feel too good, I'll lose control. So there's a lot of reasons that we actually, it's too indulgent. That was one of mine. I have a very sensual constitution, but I had a storyline that's too indulgent. That should, there's people that are suffering, which is true. But me not having my personal experience of a cup of tea or a piece of chocolate or a strawberry or a beloved, that in and of itself doesn't help another person. As a matter of fact, me being full is my greatest opportunity to contribute to whatever else might be needed in the world or whoever else might need something. If I am dry and brittle, I don't have as much to offer and I am not as available to receive. And so the awareness that we have to look at, oh, that's too feminine. Oh, that's too indulgent. Oh, that's not safe. Oh, I might lose control. Oh, I might not be vigilant. Oh, what's somebody going to say about me if I do that? So all of our conditioning is what we have to pay attention to as we go into practices, because we can't perform our pleasure. We can't do our pleasure. We have to become our experience. We have to become our pleasure. And to become it, we have to get rid of all of the mental chatter and belief systems and storylines that keep us from saying yes to the life that was meant for us and the love that was meant for us. Because we have all kinds of stories that collapse the possibilities that are actually available for us.
And could I say the more I practice, the more of a habit it will become of the being part, and then cutting out the mind chatter.
Yeah, it's totally. The more we practice, the thing that I like to say is that sometimes there's a willpower that comes in. Oh, I should do this. Okay, I'm going to do this. Oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. But we don't realize that the reason we need willpower to do those things is because there's a part of us that's in resistance.
Mm.
If it was fully aligned and integrated, we just do it. And so, yes, there is a way of building habits, but I have found over the 20 years that we can use willpower, we can practice, we can build habits. But if we don't pay attention to the yeah buts within ourselves, willpower always fails. Habits always fail. If we don't believe, for example, even that we're deserving of it. And a lot of women work with, am I deserving? Am I worthy of that? Am I enough for that? And
Mm.
so that's the only thing that I'm bringing in, is because sometimes the frustration comes in. Yes, I'm practicing. Yes, I'm doing, but we don't realize that there's a part of us that while we're saying, yes, come, another part saying, oh, shoot, no, I don't know that I want that.
And I totally hear what you're saying. And I guess maybe I chose a wrong word,
Hmm.
practice.
No, I don't think I didn't mean to make you
Oh,
wrong.
no, no. Oh, no, I'm not
Okay.
worried about that.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I know people need to hear what you said. And I have had this, and
Yeah.
I understand that. And I just want to point, I just actually was wanting just to point out that it may be pushing your comfort zone to
Mhm.
do this, and that the more that you do have these experiences, the more natural it will be, and the more I would do it, so to speak.
Yes. Yes. And if you're struggling, there's a reason.
Right.
And what the other thing that I'll add to it is, the more that you practice, and this is why we call our work in the programs practice and integration exercises, because the more that we practice, the more that we see what's standing in the way between where we are and where we want to be. The practice is going to bring up our resistance. The practice is going to bring up our yeah buts. The practice is going to bring up our fears. And so that's another huge benefit, to just get in and live it and practice it and find out what happens. Because if you struggle, there's a reason. It's not a problem. It's not that you're not doing it right, or you're not capable, or it's not like, no, it's there. There are just things that get in the way. And Rumi actually, well, actually, it's this quote is accredited to both Rumi and A Course in Miracles. It's not for us to seek for love, but to seek and find all the barriers that we've built against it. So, our juiciness, it's not for us to seek and find our juiciness, but to seek and find all the barriers that we built against it. Drop the barriers, the juiciness is us. It always was. There's just stuff that got in the way.
So the more I become aware in all of this, the
Yes.
more I can see, and whatever process to whatever those barriers are,
Yep.
layers, whatever,
Yes.
the more I can then see into and embody this part of myself that I've probably hidden away for who knows how long.
Yes, absolutely. And it's that I love that description of, like, in the practicing, there's part of it that goes, "Oh, that was easy. Oh, yeah, I got that. Oh, now I get how that feels." And then so we're some part of us is saying yes, and then we just also need to give space and time and care and compassion to the parts of us that are saying, "Well, maybe not." But we'll find through the practice that you're talking about, through the embodiment, we'll get the parts that, like, oh yeah, the path, it just needed a little dusting. great, dusted it off and I'm good to go. But I need to give a little attention to these parts where it wasn't so easy.
Oh, I just have to take a breath. And
Oh,
I mean, I have so many more questions, and we're not going to be able to address them today. I mean, things like polarity and all those yummy things, which um, probably, according to what you're saying, probably maybe falls into the second phase with the relational part, but which isn't to say, that again, this is where we start.
yeah. Well, and even with polarity, and I'll just name super quickly the masculine attraction to the feminine attraction to the masculine. Those are forces in our intimacy, in our romantic relationships that draw us together and create spark. And where the self part of polarity shows up is what is my authentic, harmonious relationship of masculine and feminine energy within me. And I will tell you that the vast majority of women who come in and spend time in this space think that they are opposite authentically and organically than who they actually are because they've learned to play so masculine in the world. And so that part of the self that sets up for the relational is what is that true, genuine, authentic, organic expression of those energies within ourselves. And that has to start with us before we ever start to look at what's happening between us and another person.
We're definitely going to have to continue this conversation. So I hope that
Yes.
we can, because I mean, dude, we haven't even scratched the surface.
No, I could talk. Well, I do talk on these for entire weekends, and I could go for probably 2-week retreats and we'd still have more to cover. So,
Right.
but thank
And
goodness we're here doing what we're doing in this.
well, and we're opening the doorway,
Yes. Yes.
not opening a window,
Yep.
opening a doorway
Yep.
for, the feminine to walk through
Yeah.
and to have a new understanding and a new
Absolutely.
story,
Yeah.
right?
Yes. Absolutely.
All
Absolutely.
right.
New story,
Well,
new possibility, new life.
absolutely. So I'm gonna call this to a close for today, and I want to ask our viewers to post all kinds of questions in comments, and because we want to know what you want to know, and we will have Joanna back. I'm not sure when, but I'll let you know. And thank you so
Mm,
much for sharing your brilliance
mm.
with us today.
Thank you, Tara. It was a privilege.
Mm, thank you.
Mm.
Be sure to join us next time, where we continue to cultivate feminine power, explore potential, and provide information and tools to elevate your life. In the meantime, visit our website at thefemininewave.org or follow us on our YouTube channel at The Feminine Wave to watch other episodes, share what resonated from today's episode, and suggest future topics. Your feedback is imperative in helping reach more women seeking to reclaim their essence. Until then, catch the swell of the feminine wave and continue creating the life you deserve. This is Tara Becker signing off. Take care, and we'll see you on the airwaves.